Something big is happening behind the scenes in the NFL, and it could completely change the course of our season. An unexpected move involving names no one anticipated is about to transform our team, and I've been able to learn all the details firsthand. The impact could be huge, both on defense and offense, and you need to know what's about to happen. So, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay with me until the end, because the news I'm about to reveal could be a game changer for the Chargers in 2025. Chargers fans, pay attention. The atmosphere in Los Angeles has never been as heated and full of anticipation as it is now. Jim Harbaugh's team is showing clear signs that 2025 could be a year unlike any other in the franchise's recent history. And we're not just talking about victories on the field, but also behind-the-scenes moves, a defense that's beginning to show its own identity, and, of course, changes that could transform this roster into a true playoff machine. Today, you'll learn all the details that are shaking up the franchise, with breaking news about the secondary, trade movements, and even offensive reinforcements. Hold on tight, because this news promises to get you super excited. Jim Harbaugh is known for being reserved, almost a wall when it comes to making statements to the press. But this week, ahead of the Week 4 matchup against the New York Giants, the coach surprised everyone. He opened up about one of his biggest headaches in a good way, right now, how to organize his secondary defense. The standout, of course, remains Derwin James, one of the leaders not only of the defense, but of the entire team. However, what really caught everyone's attention was what Harbaugh said about Tony Jefferson. Many thought the veteran was on the ropes after the final cuts, when the Chargers risked him to the practice squad. But his fate changed. Injuries opened up space, Jefferson took the field, and never let go. The coach was blunt. Even when Elijah Molden returns from injury, it won't be easy to remove Jefferson from the starting lineup. This is more than a compliment. It's a personal victory for the player, who knew how to seize the opportunity. And this situation puts Jesse Minter, the Chargers' defensive coordinator, in an interesting position. How can they find creative ways to rotate the safeties? Besides James and Jefferson, there's also Alohi Gilman and Molden himself, who was re-signed in the offseason precisely because of his versatility in opening up space for James to play more, near the line of scrimmage. The rotation, which seemed like a problem, could become the team's secret weapon. Another detail that shouldn't go unnoticed. Harbaugh has repeatedly stated that Jefferson's impact isn't limited to the field. His leadership in the locker room, his example to the younger players, and the way he fits into the competitive culture imposed by the coach are decisive factors. This is the kind of player who carries a team through difficult times, even without being in the spotlight. And if the secondary defense is starting to solidify, fans can get ready, because the next news involves another area that promises to further impact the team's fortunes: the pass rush. The Chargers enter Week 4 with a flawless record, 3 wins and no losses. Even better, these victories weren't against just any opponent. They all came within the division against direct rivals who often complicate the lives of any team dreaming of making the playoffs. This perfect run gave the team a huge advantage early in the season, putting the Bolts atop the AFC West, and in addition, sending a clear message to the league. This time, Los Angeles is here to really fight. Now, for the first time this year, the challenge will be against an opponent outside their division, the New York Giants, who are going through a massive crisis with 3 straight losses and no sign of a convincing comeback. On New York's side, changes were quick to emerge. Head coach Brian Daboll, under pressure from the fans and lacking the patience to deal with veteran Russell Wilson's constant mistakes, made a bold decision: hand the ball to rookie Jackson Dart. And it's no exaggeration to say that the young quarterback is already making his debut in a blazing hot streak. His first test will be against one of the most consistent defenses in the NFL right now, led by coordinator Jesse Minter. It's a true baptism of fire for Dart, who will have to face an aggressive defensive line and a secondary that has been showing impeccable game reading. Few scenarios could be more challenging for a rookie still finding rhythm and confidence. However, not everything is perfect for the Chargers. The news that came as a bombshell was the injury to pass rusher Khalil Mack, one of the defense's key players and a key player in the victory against the Las Vegas Raiders. Mack dislocated his elbow and will be out for a few weeks, leaving a significant void on the defensive front. And that's precisely where the behind-the-scenes speculation begins. Will Los Angeles hit the market in search of an immediate reinforcement? One name in particular is already gaining traction: Kayvon Thibodeaux, former number 5 overall pick and current Giants player. It's curious to imagine he could face the Chargers this week, and shortly after, don the same blue and gold jersey. Thibodeaux isn't yet considered an elite pass rusher, but he's shown remarkable improvement in 2025. In the first 3 games of the season alone, he's already accumulated 5 pressures, 5 quarterback hits, and 1.5 sacks, numbers that indicate a player on the rise and ready to take the next step. For the Chargers, it would be a strategic move. Without Mack, the team needs someone to keep constant pressure on opposing quarterbacks. And when the veteran returns, the idea of having Mack and Thibodeaux side by side is simply daunting for any offensive line. A duo of that caliber would elevate Los Angeles' defense to a level capable of competing with any offense in the league. For the Giants, the logic also makes sense. With the team heading for another lackluster season and potentially out of the playoff race, gaining draft capital in a trade would be crucial to accelerating the rebuilding recruiting process. And if this possibility is already enough to get fans excited, the situation becomes even more interesting when we look at the other side of the ball. Because besides thinking about bolstering the defense, the Chargers also face an increasingly obvious dilemma: how to deal with the problems in the backfield. The divisional victories early in the season have given the team not only morale, but also a prominent position within the AFC. While giants like the Kansas City Chiefs and Baltimore Ravens stumble and show vulnerabilities, the Chargers are taking advantage of this to forge a path and position themselves as one of the conference's great forces. For the first time in a long time, fans sense something special might be happening in Los Angeles, but not everything is cause for celebration. Injuries, always a specter for any NFL team, have already begun to affect the roster. On offense, the loss of Najee Harris was a painful blow. Harris had been a key part of the running back rotation, ensuring balance and experience. Now, the responsibility falls squarely on rookie Omarion Hampton, the team's first draft pick, who assumes the role of new workhorse. The young man has the talent, potential, and physique for the role, but Harbaugh knows it's not wise to overburden a rookie so early in his career. That's precisely why the front office and coaching staff are keeping an eye on the market. One alternative is already gaining traction: Ray Davis, a running back for the Buffalo Bills in his second year in the league. A fourth-round pick, Davis arrived with expectations of establishing himself, but ended up with no real space in Buffalo's offense. In 2025, his participation has been virtually non-existent. Few snaps, virtually no touches, and fewer opportunities. For the Chargers, Davis represents the perfect opportunity to solve an immediate problem. Young, with untapped potential and energy to spare, he could share the load with Hampton, reducing pressure on the rookie and keeping the rotation healthy. Furthermore, when compared to current roster options Hassan Haskins and Kamani Vidal, both promoted from the practice squad, Davis is seen as a clear improvement, someone who can add value right away. Interestingly, this potential trade would make sense for both sides. Buffalo doesn't seem to view Davis as a key player in the offensive scheme, and recouping some draft capital would be a smart move. For the Chargers, it would be a chance to add depth to the roster and, in the process, ensure the offense remains competitive even without Harris. And here's the bottom line: if this truly is the year the Chargering curse is broken, every detail matters. A solid running back rotation could be the difference between sustaining the season's momentum or seeing the team struggle again due to a lack of alternatives. Fans, one thing is certain: the atmosphere in Los Angeles has never been more exciting. The defense reinventing itself, the trade market booming, and the search for strategic offensive pieces point to a season that could mark the franchise's history. The big question remains: has it finally come for the Chargers to shine like never before? Leave your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.